Alright, recording part 2 of my Maine woods walk. I'm going to be walking 7 miles today with comfortable new boots that I've not walked in this far yet. So by the time I get home, I might end up with a feet full of blisters or very happy feet. So far, so good. So anyways, I'm cruising along, going through the woods, talking about things, looking at this beautiful fall scenery here, and it's just amazing to me how these people online rationalize these shootings, these mass shootings like we just had in Lewiston, not far from my house. Watch part 1 for the details of that. And they rationalize things like if they ban AR-15s, it means bad people aren't going to have those anymore. And whoever is filling their head with nonsense, which is the media, needs to stop doing that. Because there's millions of firearms in this country. There will be millions of AR rifles available for purchase illegally, and people will do that. If these people are crazy enough to go kill a whole bunch of people, do they really care if they're going to be prosecuted for having an illegal firearm? And this is the logic of the liberal Democrat. They're being told that it will. It'll make all the difference. It will end these because it ended them in Australia, which it hasn't. And it ended them in Canada, which it hasn't. And you can shoot with a 9mm semi-automatic rifle that is not illegal in Canada. The transgender shooter in Texas for the Christian school that killed some kids had one. I believe she had a Kel-Tec sub, this, that, and the other thing, shooting 9mm pistol rounds. The parade shooter in Illinois also had a 9mm semi-automatic shooting pistol rounds, and actually smuggled that in because it was folding. And so a lot of places where they ban AR-15s and assault rifles, quote unquote, which is a made-up term, by the way, by the media. And there's even an AP style page in their journalistic journal that explains not to use that because it is an incendiary term that is not factually based, because these firearms have never been used in combat or warfare. AR-15s are not a combat weapon. Thankfully, because if they were, the military would run into trouble pretty quickly. So, anyways, they don't seem to understand that if people want to kill somebody, they will kill somebody. There was another mass shooter, I believe in California, which, by the way, California and all their strict gun laws and restrictions and assault rifle ban and magazine capacity bans, ban this, ban that, they lead the world in mass shootings. That is just a statistical fact. And people want to kill people, they're going to kill people. One of the mass shooters in California, his backup plan was pipe bombs and explosives that he made. So they're not going to be able to regulate insanity. They never have been able to, and they're not going to. That's just the sad truth of it. And they're just using this as an excuse to take power and financing away from Republicans, is what's going on. That's really the story. I don't believe the Democrats really care about saving lives. Well, they do, but they're not doing this for that reason. This is a power thing. They have turned into, or always have been, and finally revealed themselves to be totalitarian, authoritarian, well, power-mongering controllers of people. They want a socialist state where they can just make the rules And that's why they want to pack the court, because if they pack the court, they'll be able to add statehoods, add people to the Senate, pack the court. And then finally, they will be able to change the Constitution's Second Amendment to include certain weapons to ban that are a public health concern. Everything today is public health. That's how they get around everything. You have to be vaccinated. It's a matter of public health. You have to be this, public health. Now, public health is good, but they're abusing it. They abuse everything that they are given them. They like power and control. So, right now, they're on a quest for massive political power. They have made their move. They've done their great reset and the Build Back Better global policy that politicians all over the world use the same slogans. We all saw that. This is organized on a world schedule, world stage, and to the point where I don't even know if anything I've talked about is going to be flagged by YouTube or not. So I'm just going to speak, and whatever happens, happens. I hope they don't do that, but free speech is free speech, unless you talk about sore, touchy subjects with Democrats. So they have to protect. Anyway, this is a whale rock, 190-foot dead end down this way. We're not going to go look at that because it's just a rock sticking out of the ground that resembles a gray whale or a humpback whale or whatever whale. We're going to go this way, where in the summertime there's running water through here and a lot of ticks. A lot of times I go through here and I'm plucking ticks off me when I get out of here, but not today. Too cold. And the stream that runs through here usually is all dried up despite all the rain we've had. So usually you have to hop on these rocks across here while it's running water, but it's dried up. So anyway, that is my view of the world. It doesn't mean it's the right one. Doesn't mean I'm the sharpest knife in the light bulb drawer. Humor there. But it does mean that if you've been around for a little while and you've seen a few things, you kind of see patterns and you know what they're doing. This is the real deal. We are fighting for our country right now. For real. It's no longer a conspiracy theory. People need to get activated, especially in civic duty. You need to register to vote. If you can do so, you need to run for office, city council, things like that. We got a little bit of a river here. You're going to run for city council, things like that. Now, the election here in Maine, Lewiston, Maine, for mayor, we have a Democrat mayor who seems to play the safety fence, kind of like Obama mode. He lays back with his head in a hole, waiting until it's safe to poke it out with his opinion, rather than just having one. And he relies on all these groups and organizations for his opinions. He tries to be independent sometimes, but, you know, crime is going crazy in Lewiston, and there's no need of it. 2 days ago in Lewiston, according to the Lewiston Police Department Facebook page, 4 individuals, it was reported, decided to fire their firearms into an abandoned house on Walnut Street in Lewiston, of all places. So that happened, and things like that never used to happen. And you already know these people that did that had illegal firearms, but they're going to want to punish the legal gun owners and take the guns away from the people that are responsible, that don't shoot houses, to punish those that shoot houses, who still have their firearms and still have illegal ways of getting them. despite any bans. And that's just a fact. It's ridiculous to keep harping on this. It's sheer stupidity and ignorance. And in fairness, a lot of young people today don't know because they get their media from their phone. And the apps that tell the truth have been banned by Apple, or banned by Google, or banned by somebody else, where you get apps and they don't know. So when you're young and you think this is just the way it is and this is why, because that's what you were told, that's what you believe. So that's why they turn around and say everything's a conspiracy theory that goes against the narrative. Because young people go, oh yeah, Breitbart News, Daily Caller, Red State, Newsmax, etc., etc. That is conspiracy theory news channels spreading far-right extremist domestic terrorist views. So that's why they do all that. It's for this generation that's going to grow up and be teachers and doctors, and they're going to have kids, and they're going to further corrupt their kids until we are another Sweden, Norway, or other socialist country where nobody can afford to do anything. And like the WEF says, you will own nothing and like it. So I'm not going to live in a 15-minute city, even though I grew up in one, and I'll explain that. You hear about these 10-minute or 15-minute cities. They I'll hop across this mud. These 15-minute cities are basically the same neighborhoods I grew up in before we had cell phones. We didn't even have internet yet for civilian use. And I can tell you, those were the days. And you had more reliable news. You had people that did the news that were biased, but they did their job and they put that aside. Nowadays, it's all out in the open. Everything. So anyway, every neighborhood had a grocery store. You had a fast food restaurant nearby. We had Burger King. We had a movie theater a block and a half from the house. I used to go there. I saw Star Wars in 1978 when it was still new. It was after it had run for a year. They ran it again, and I went to go see that every weekend for a whole year for $1. Matinees. Spent my allowance on that. I only got a couple bucks for an allowance. And so I went to go see the movies. I had a great time. It was awesome. So everything was in the neighborhood. You did your laundry there. You had groceries delivered. You had a bar and grill. You had convenience stores. You could go buy comic books. All kinds of stuff. So anyways, they want to do that to reduce the carbon footprint. But basically today with digital technology, they're going to track you all digitally. And they're doing that to a lot of people in Europe. And now they're going to digitize the money. And they'll be able to see if you go buy ammunition or a firearm or whatever lifestyle you're living. They will have privy to everything. There's really not much you can do about it at this point. It's already happened. It's too late. And wow, they mowed this whole field. This was like tick field. And anyway, back to the getting involved in civics. We have 4 people running for mayor in Lewiston, Maine. We have Shalene, the Democrat, who is currently sitting on his throne of power. We have John Connor, local business person and former state representative, Republican, pro-gun, pro-Trump, pro-this, pro-that. He wants to clean up the city and clean up this crime. And he will if he gets in. So keep that in mind when you go vote. The other Republican, sorry, I don't remember his name, and I don't remember the other one either. They're not going to do anything, but that's okay. It's a free country. One of them wears what I call liberal glasses. Blue frames. He looks like he weighs 120 pounds soaking wet. He looks like a plant. Okay, he looks like, to me, I don't know anything about him, but he looks like a left-leaning or center self-proclaimed Republican, which is what we don't want. And the other Republican is a good kid. I wish I could remember his name. I apologize. 23 years old, running for mayor. And he's running because he doesn't like what he sees here either. So he works at a car dealership, 23 years old, and he went out and got the signatures he needed to get on the ballot. So God bless him. And now the interesting thing about that is he's young, but he's a volunteer for the Maine GOP, goes out and registers people to vote, goes out and volunteers to get signatures, and that makes him good in my book. It's easy to respect somebody like that, but I don't know about his age, about what he knows about running anything, and being a mayor in the city. Last thing we want is the wrong person there who doesn't do a good job with the tag of being a Republican on it. If you know what I'm saying. So, vote for who you want, but basically having 3 Republicans and 1 Democrat, to me, looks like it guarantees the Democrat's going to win, unless people are really upset. The independents, I should say. Because it kind of waters down the vote. So anyway, this firearm thing is Janet Mills in Maine, as I was saying, probably in the first part of this video, doesn't want to get involved with the gun issue. She's the one that was all excited that they found this guy, this mass shooter, Roert Card, because Maine could then have hunting season. Now, hunting season has opened this past weekend, and people weren't able to go sight their firearms, especially the ones that waited till the last minute, until literally this past weekend, which my brother and I found out at the range while we were shooting, which we wouldn't have gone shooting, by the way, if they hadn't apprehended Roert Card, but they did, and we went. Somebody was sighting their rifle incorrectly over yonder, and I'll say over yonder because we heard a crack, then we heard a bullet whiz over our heads, then we heard another crack and another bullet. We looked at each other. I was like, are they shooting at us? Then we quickly determined, after we took some cover, that they weren't, because they were shooting in a different direction. They're just idiots. Idiots with firearms. They give us bad names. And it sounded like a 30-yard 6. Probably a bolt action. And they were sighting it. But it was going through the woods. They were probably shooting at a target on a tree, missing the tree. And it was going by the tree over our heads, which we were over a ridge, down about maybe 50, 60 feet down in a bowl. So if we had not been down in that bowl, we might have got shot because somebody was irresponsible and stupid. You are responsible for your background when you discharge a firearm. If you kill somebody, you will be prosecuted, whether it's an accident or not. And we know somebody from years ago named Aaron DeVoe. You know his brother Steve, I'm going to give them an honorable mention. Aaron DeVoe was killed by a stray bullet like that. He was in a camp inside a cabin, and a stray bullet went through the cabin wall from somewhere like this, and it hit him in the chest and the lung, and he died. So they never found out who did it, and it's just one of those things. Don't be stupid out there. Just don't do it. Because I'm telling you right now, you put somebody in a tough spot. If you're shooting like a fool and somebody's worried about getting shot, they may return fire on you. Just out of safety concern. Call 911. Say there's some guy in the woods shooting at me. And then you get all the SWAT teams show up, especially after this mass shooting we just had. And you got a whole bunch of problems. You're going to have to explain to the police what the hell you were doing in the woods, shooting a firearm indiscriminately at people. So that's something to think about. So, okay, now I'm going to head down this way. The video will almost be done soon. This is my usual walk through here. It usually comes out to about 2.5 miles. So I still got about 4.5 left to do, which I won't record. But I just wanted to talk about some things, and for you to be smart out there when you're shooting firearms. You can kill somebody, okay? It's not a toy. And you can do simple little things when you do go shooting. Use your safety. I don't know how many people have a firearm and it accidentally goes off and they go, oops. Well, is your safety on? No, it isn't. If the safety had been on, it wouldn't have fired, and the chance to hurt somebody wouldn't have happened. So, you know, sitting in a courtroom because you shot somebody, well, I don't like using the safety. That's not a defense. They will find you guilty of manslaughter, negligent homicide, whatever, and you will go to prison. So, something to think about. And it's always safety first. When you put a firearm down on the table, open it so other people can see the chamber is empty. You put down a revolver. I open the loading gate or tip open the cylinder. People can see it's not loaded. And you know, when you're shooting privately and you're around people you're used to, that's your own prerogative, what you do. Oh my God, look at that view. Oh man, what a beautiful day. The high temperature today is 42. I don't know what these boxes are. I've seen these black boxes through here on my last walk. Cardboard box. And it's probably some kind of trap for something. Or it might be a camera mounted in it. Or something. I don't see anything. Anyway, there's probably trail cameras here. So don't ever come to Thorn Craig and think you're going to have fun in the woods with your girlfriend or something like that, because you may end up being the star attraction of a movie. As we see a little chipmunk again. Bumper crop of chipmunks this year. There's a lot of them. My last walk through here, there's less of them now, but I must have seen at least 2 dozen. It's crazy. So, anyway, I'm going to come up towards the exit here, and I'm going to film my way out. I say film because I'm old, and we used to use film. Now I'm going to record my way out. I'm going to video my way out. So, hope you enjoyed my woods walk. And I enjoyed making it. I enjoyed talking with you. And we will see how this turns out on YouTube. It'll probably take a few hours to upload. I have no idea a file size this big. It did tell me I could record 6 hours. But I might try some YouTube live streaming too. But the problem with that is you need a really good internet service for that. and I just have whatever my cell phone rent comes with. So anyway, this is the non-GoPro camera that is a go-go camera. Wasn't that expensive. Seems to do the job good enough to do something anyway. I want to try to mount this on a headband. So I'm going to go shooting, have some point of view recording with a fisheye. And this is where we used to come to years ago when we were younger. As we see a duck, a couple of ducks floating around there. I don't know if you can see that. I don't have a zoom on this. But we used to ice skate on this and play pond hockey. Right here. Excuse me. Well, these ducks are having a nice day. Look at that. Hi, little duckies. They're out ducking around, being little duckheads. So, anyway, I guess that's it for now. We got this road here and reservoir. I'm going to record a little bit up the road as we look at the ducks. And so I hope you enjoyed today's walk in the woods. And, as always, you know, I thank you for watching. And I do qualify to be monetized now, but I don't know if I'm going to do that. Because like I said, it might be a hassle with YouTube. I don't know. I'll have to do some research. And anything to do with firearms or politics or any kinds of discussion, it is just censored by YouTube. And I have to be very careful. And I try to be careful without giving up my right of free speech. I guess that's my point. Sometimes it's not easy. So, this is the reservoir at the end of Montello Street in Lewiston. There's no trespassing. Last year I saw a lot of wild turkeys in there. This time of year, actually. And see if I can get a shot up high. There we go. That might be a little jerky. But again, I'm trying a new video recorder. We'll see how this works. I think it'll work good enough for the sake of giving a general vibe. Wow, looks like somebody had fun here. Ultra ribbed. And we got a towel. Used condoms. Isn't that great? Welcome to Lewiston. So, anyways, we're walking through here. There's a radio tower there. I don't know who that goes to. I'm going up the road. So I'm going to sign off for now and say thank you very much for logging into my channel, and thank you for being wonderful. Thank you for subscribing. Leave commentary, say whatever you like, good, bad, or indifferent. Tell me I'm cool, tell me I'm an idiot, I'm stupid, I'm smart, whatever. I've heard everything, literally. That's okay. So anyway, till next time, thank you very much, and I'll find out more about monetization, and stay tuned for more gun videos coming up. We're going to have a couple of cool ones, and enjoy. Bye bye. Thank you for watching. Enjoy your day.